Hello, kindergarten. Mrs. Alexander here, and I'm going to be teaching you your writing lesson today. Today, for writing, we are learning to write about animals. Your success criteria, so what you'll be able to do at the end of this lesson, is I can write about animals I know about. We're going to now listen to a story about different types of animals and the things that they do in the wintertime. Keep in mind the things that they're doing, what kind of animal it is, and the different kinds of things that they can do. After we're done listening to the story, we'll write a few sentences about what we've seen and heard.
Animals in Winter by Henrietta Bancroft and Richard G. Van Gilder, illustrated by Helen K. Davy. The days grow short, the nights grow long. It is getting colder. Winter is coming. Leaves have fallen from the trees. There are no berries on the bushes. Insects are gone. The grass is dead and brown. Birds and other animals are getting ready for winter. Some of the birds will fly south. Bluebirds and orioles go toward the south. They go where it is warm and sunny and where there is food for them to eat. When spring comes, the birds will make the long journey back north. They migrate. Some butterflies migrate too. That is what the monarch butterflies do. They gather in a tree by the hundreds before cold weather comes. They stay in that tree all night. In the morning, they fly towards their winter homes in the south. Many bats fly south too, but some bats stay in the north all winter. When the weather gets cold, they go to a cave. There is no wind or snow in the cave. The bats sleep there all winter. They do not eat. They live on fat stored inside them. They do not move. They hardly breathe. They sleep, sleep, sleep. They hibernate. Woodchucks hibernate too. When fall comes, a woodchuck eats and eats and eats. He eats grass, twigs, and leaves. He grows fat. When it gets cold, the woodchuck crawls into his long tunnel and goes to sleep. Sleeping chamber, toilet chamber, secret entrance. Tunnel drops and narrows to keep enemies out. Main entrance, mound, sun porch, and watchtower. Does he sleep for a day? Longer than that. Does he sleep for a week? Longer than that. A month? Even longer. A woodchuck can sleep as long as 4 months. The woodchuck seems hardly alive. He breathes very slowly. His heart beats slowly. He sleeps, sleeps, sleeps. He hibernates. Some animals do not hibernate. They gather food and save it for the winter. That is what a pika does. A pika looks a little like a rabbit, but with round ears. Pikas live high in the mountains where winters are long and cold. They eat grass. In summer, they cut more grass than they can eat. They spread the grass on flat stones. The hot sun dries it. By the end of summer, a pika may have gathered 50 pounds of grass. She hides it under rocks. In the winter, she eats the dried grass. It keeps her alive. Squirrels gather food too and save it for winter. They dig holes in the ground. They bury hickory nuts and acorns. When winter comes, they dig them up and eat them. Sometimes squirrels forget that they buried the nuts. Trees may go from the nuts that the squirrels forget. Some animals do not get ready for winter at all. They do not store food. They do not hibernate. They do not migrate. They must hunt for food all winter long. There are mice that must hunt all winter for seeds of goldenrod, asters, and other wild plants. Sometimes they eat farmers' corns, oats, and wheat. Deer must dig in the snow for dried leaves, plants, and moss. When the snow is deep, they must eat the twigs, buds, and bark of trees. The rabbit must hunt under snow for bits of grass and plants. When the snow is deep, he too eats the buds of bark and bushes so he can stay alive. In the winter, the fox hunts for mice and rabbits. This fox has discovered a mouse in its tunnel beneath the snow. When the winter is cold and the snow is deep, many animals cannot find food. Here are some ways you can help animals in winter. Please remember, once you begin feeding birds and other wild animals in winter, you must continue. They are depending on your food supply. Make a peanut and popcorn garland. Nail a sunflower head to a fence post. Hang suet in a plastic net bag. Stick fruit and cheese on pieces of a dead branch. Nail a seed tray with drainage holes to a fence post. Make an apple, cranberry, raisin, and orange garland. Plant shrubs with berries for food and shelter. Make sure feeders are placed out of reach of predators. Put a birdhouse in a tree under the eaves of your house. Hang an ear of corn for chipmunks and squirrels. Eventually, the days grow longer. The nights grow shorter. It begins to get warmer. Spring is coming.
Okay, students. So we learned about lots of different animals in this story and the different kinds of things that they did in the wintertime. So I'm going to stop and think, what was an animal that I liked in the story? And what was something that it did? I really liked the bats. I thought that was pretty neat that they were able to fly into caves and sleep hanging upside down the whole winter. So I'm going to write my first sentence. I like bats. Let me count how many words are in that sentence. I like bats. 3 words. So I'm going to start with my capital letter I, because I know that when I'm writing a sentence, I always start with a capital letter. I. And that's one of my sight words. That's pretty easy. I remember that. I, finger space, right? We need 1 to 2 fingers in between each word. I, finger space, like. That's another sight word. I can spell that. Like. L-I-K-E, like. L. Pull straight down, lift. L-I. Down, dot. L-I-K. Pull down, back again, pull out. L-I-K-E. I like. Okay. Finger space. Bats. Bats. First, I need to listen to the sounds. How many of the sounds I hear in the word? B, a, t, s. I heard 4 sounds. B, b, b. That first sound is a b. I know that the letter that makes the b sound is B. B. Good. B, a, a. The letter that makes that a sound is, that's right, A. B, a, t, 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 like turtle. T. Pull straight down, lift, cross in the middle. B, a, t, s, s. And I put my S. I like bats. My sentence is complete. I'm going to put a punctuation. The punctuation that I need is a period. And I know it is a period because I am telling you something, right? I'm making a statement. I am telling you that I like bats. So there's my period. Okay, the first part of my writing is finished. Now I need to write my second sentence. Now, what was something that the bats did? They can sleep in caves. Let's count how many words are in that sentence. They can sleep in caves. 5 words in that sentence. My first word is the word they. They, the first letter, remember, is always capital. They. T-H-E-Y. They. Finger space. They can. Ooh, that's a sight word. We've been working on the word can. C-A-N, can. C-A-N, can. They can sleep. Finger space. Sleep. 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 See how when I'm writing it, I'm stretching the word so I can hear each sound. As I hear the sound, I write it. That helps. They can sleep in. Another sight word, in. Good. They can sleep in. And remember, just like good readers go back and reread, so do good writers. They always go back and reread, just so we don't make any mistakes. Or if we do make a mistake, we can go back and catch it. They can sleep in, finger space, caves. 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 C A A like vacuum. Caves. Okay. They can sleep in caves. And my sentence is complete. My punctuation that's going at the end is a period because I am telling you they can sleep in caves. Now I want to draw a picture. Remember, your picture should match what you wrote. So I'm going to draw a bat, the best that I can, and maybe a dark cave, right? Because bats sleep in caves. So let's see. My bat is going to be black. And he's going to have some ears. And some eyeballs. And maybe a happy big mouth. Give him some teeth. Okay, now bats need wings, right? And there's my little bat. Okay, so there's my bat. And I'm going to draw a cave. And it's a dark, dark cave. Because not much light can get inside of a cave. Okay, so there's my sentence and my picture that matches my sentence. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to go into your class kick and you are going to write your own sentence about an animal. Remember, you're starting with I like for your first sentence and then they can. So you need to tell me what animal that you're writing about using I like. And then your next sentence is telling me what that animal can do. They can. All right, kindergarten, I had a lot of fun. We'll see you again soon. Bye.